Hello. This is H.H. Rune. I'm going to read an excerpt from my Find Me Book 2. This is one of the author's excerpts about someone she knew. These always start with a set of initials. Sometimes it's a single. J.R. You lived at the end of our block and had 3 sons. You had been married before. You were a very early mom. Your 2 youngest sons were born so close to each other you dressed them like twins, and they never knew the difference. Our kids played together in the cul-de-sac for years, riding on their bikes and in their mini Jeeps. Once my oldest daughter married your second son in a make-believe wedding ceremony, so I guess we might be in-laws as well as friends. Your oldest son, a teenager when I met him, always needed extra attention. ADHD mixed with other stuff led to a dependence on drugs. First weed, then harder stuff. His addictions remained a noose around his neck and your heart for many years. Seeing him tumble into that life tore you apart, but you held strong and ever hopeful for him, and resolute for the younger ones. Life would be different for them. You were forever fighting for your firstborn. At 16, you were a baby yourself when he came, and you did the best you could. Leaving his father was a big step towards saving yourself. You couldn't keep that role model for your son. You couldn't have him treat you that way either. You had grown up too fast. Somehow, even on your hardest days, you managed to smile through the tears that welled in your shadows. Your soft-spoken voice continued to soothe your younger sons, encouraging them to be their best selves. With your youngest sons, you were supportive, loving, and always there. Same as with your oldest, but with different results. There was a genetic predisposition for him, one that you hadn't counted on. Even in your frustration, you remained ghostly calm, never raising your voice to anyone. You were just nice all the time. When my husband and I were having trouble, he developed a little crush on you, one he didn't even try to hide from me. It was not reciprocated by you, I know, and it gave me a look into who he was really after in a spouse. Why can't you be like her? She's so sweet and so nice all the time, he would ask me. It was just another reminder that I wasn't measuring up. Living with your self-confessed sex-maniac husband who drank a bit and your addicted oldest son, I often wondered how you were able to hold it together. Eventually, it must have to bubble up inside of you enough to explode, right? But when? I never saw it, not even a raised eyebrow. I remember one day when all the kids were outside and you were trying to get them to do something or not do something. You spoke to the group in your usual kind, loving tone, and they ignored you. They weren't meaning to. You just weren't scary enough to get them to mind. One of the dads came out then and shouted basically the same thing you had, and those kids fell in line in a second flat. You saw and I saw, and we somehow knew that even though men easily convey that authority, it is us who carry our children's hearts and dreams. Keeping our kids safe, loved, and fed and listened to. Moms don't want to be scary. You were always a good friend to me. I remember that time when I dangled out our second-story window trying to hang the Christmas lights by myself. You didn't tell me not to. You just stood below talking with me with your phone ready to call 911 if I fell. Another time your thoughtfulness showed through was the time I'd called you to help me bundle my broken arm in a plastic bag so I could shower. My husband had left for the day and I was hobbled, alone and unable to do it myself. As you wrapped, telling me it was no trouble at all, you left a tab of tape at the end so I could get myself out of it easily after. An act that made me burst into tears. So thoughtful, so loving, so you. You are good through and through, and your beautiful smile beams out into the world no matter what chaos and heartache you are dealing with on the inside. A true Libra, always balanced no matter what. You are so damn strong.